This contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first to my left, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, he weighs 155 pounds, the Firebird, Shawn Phoenix. And his opponent, accompanied to the ring by Lady Tapa, from parts unknown, he weighs 271 1/4 pounds, the one and only, the Barbarian.
We are kicking off the second half of CKCW The Kingdom. We are in Parma, Ohio, here at St. John's Cathedral, and we've got the Barbarian in the ring taking on the Firebird, Shawn Phoenix. Shawn Phoenix, a very strong upcoming star, very promising local star, as he's coming here to CKCW to make a name for himself, and boy, did he get a tough draw. The Barbarian, a man who has just wreaked havoc in NWA and WCW and WWE for decades, and he's still going. Look at him, he looks the same. I was commenting to Michael Cantos, referee in there. The Barbarian just looks like the same as he has literally 30 years ago. I mean, I remember being in the Richfield Coliseum for the second Survivor Series. I had 10th row seats on the floor, the big 10-team, 20-man tag team match, and there was the Barbarian and the Warlord, the Powers of Pain, winning the whole thing after somehow convincing Mr. Fuji to dump the reigning tag team champions Demolition and then team up with the Powers of Pain. They were the sole surviving team that night. Phoenix trying to elbow his way out of trouble as the Barbarian has a hold on him. Phoenix breaking loose, and a big hip toss by the Barbarian. And his niece, Lady Tapa, is out there with him. I bet Lady Tapa was always able to say, my uncle can beat up your uncle. And I bet she was always right. Barbarian getting his fans behind him. So much respect they have for everything he's accomplished. Of course, most known for his tag team with the Warlord, the Powers of Pain, and he's wearing the t-shirt right there. Of course, he also had a very successful team with Haku, or actually as he was called Mang in WCW. They were the Faces of Fear. The sunset flip by Shawn Phoenix. Barbarian's like, huh? Oh, he drops down, but Phoenix smartly out of the way. And a kick to the back. Drop kicking the Barbarian down. Rolling senton into a lion salt. Nice combination by Phoenix and a 2 count. Shawn Phoenix very gamely putting a lot of moves together there and scoring a near fall on the Barbarian. Barbarian has actually held some gold as well. He was a U.S. Tag Team Champion along with Dick Slater, and he also held the NWA 6-man belts with the Warlord and Ivan Koloff. So, a long career. He's had some championships as well. Now the Barbarian getting ready to get back in the ring with the youngster, Shawn Phoenix. And Shawn Phoenix, obviously, a big feather in his cap if he could beat the Barbarian. Phoenix, I don't think, knew who he was going to wrestle. Actually, it was probably somebody else because the card got mixed around so much due to the hurricane. And actually, it was Kahagas. Yes, he was supposed to face the Tokyo Monster Kahagas. So Phoenix knew he was going up against somebody bigger than him, but it's just a different guy who's bigger than him and also much more experienced. Kahagas, the former NWA World Champion, was unable to make it here. I hope we get to see him sometime down the line. And now Barbarian really asserting his strength on Shawn Phoenix, and this is exactly what Barbarian has to do. And now Phoenix trying to alleviate this height disadvantage and turn it into his advantage of his own. Off the top, and he knocks Barbarian down. Very smart move by Phoenix, and that's going to be 2. So Phoenix again using his agility to score a near fall on the Barbarian, who's going to take a breather. And nothing wrong with that. Phoenix is ready to fly over the top. Look out. Springboard into a tope con hilo by Phoenix. And he caught the Barbarian, and both men went down. I think Phoenix actually went down very hard on that move. And Phoenix is back up. A very risky move, but that's what Phoenix has to do. If you're the Firebird, you're going to come out, you're going to breathe fire like we saw, very impressive, and you're going to fly. See if Barbarian can make it back into the ring after it's on a 10 count, as Lady Tapa trying to usher him back into the ring. He really got rocked by that dive from Shawn Phoenix. But Phoenix is going to go out after him. He's not going to take a count-out win. That is, if he was able to get a count-out win. I think Barbarian probably would have made it back. But we'll never know now, will we? Lady Tapa says that's what you get, and I think she's kind of right, because I think Phoenix may have been better off waiting for Barbarian to come back into the ring. In fact, he could have gotten the first blow in on Barbarian if he waited to get back in the ring. So now Barbarian's back in, and he's ready to go. He's ready to put him away. Maybe, I don't know. He's acting like he's going to put him away. I'm not sure if he can. At least not yet. Sending Phoenix into the ropes. Ducking under. Barbarian catches him with a backbreaker. Cover and 2. Of course, one of Barbarian's biggest victories came at WrestleMania 6 when he beat Tito Santana. That was a big win for him.
That, and I tell you what, the Powers of Pain was a pretty big of a powerhouse tag team, if you want to indulge me in the pun there. My goodness, they were a couple big men.
Oh, yeah, I was talking earlier about their win at Survivor Series 1988. What a backbreaker one more time by the Barbarian. He's still got it.
Speaking of Survivor Series, Jeff, I used to love Survivor Series. I mean, I'll show my age a little bit. I mean, I was born in 1979, so I was growing up through the 80s when all the WWE pay-per-views came into effect, and I was watching it all. And the Survivor Series is a big thing. I mean, they built it up for a long time, and every match was, they only had like one match that wasn't a elimination 8-man tag or 10-man tag. I can't remember which one it was. But it was cool to watch. You know, Hulk Hogan get his team. You know, you had the $1 Million Man get his team, and they built this thing up for months. It was huge.
Oh, yeah, I will show my age even more. I was born in 1970, and I went to the first 2 Survivor Series in the Richfield Coliseum, which is now an empty field, as well as the 6th Survivor Series, which was mostly not Survivor Series matches, and that was also held in the Richfield Coliseum. But yeah, those were some great times, and Barbarian was there.
Yeah, but now you're lucky to get one of the old Survivor Series matches on the Survivor Series pay-per-view. You get like one Survivor Series match, maybe 2.
I know, but it is hard to argue considering some of the crazy stuff that has happened at Survivor Series, like the screw job, the Deadly Game tournament, etc. Phoenix throwing everything in the Barbarian with the drop kicks, and he's going to try to take him down with a DDT. Oh my goodness. Phoenix with a DDT on the Barbarian. He could get him here. Let's see. No, he's going to fly. I thought he was going to go for a pin there, Emmy, but he's going to set him up to fly.
Well, I'll tell you what he needs to do is, you know, in a lot of these matches today, my goodness, I was starting to talk about it in the last match before intermission that we were talking about, how, you know, back in the day, just one of the maneuvers that those guys were doing would have had somebody down for the count. But now, my goodness,
whoa!
Oh, 450!
Amazing! That's also called a Firebird Splash, and that is his nickname. As Phoenix has the pin on Barbarian, but Lady Tapa is distracting referee Michael Contos. She was getting in his face earlier tonight.
She's doing her job at ringside.
She sure is. Uh-oh. Phoenix has got Lady Tapa. Be careful. But she could knock anybody out. She is no shrinking violet, I'll tell you that. Kick of fear! Good night, nurse! Oh my!
Stars!
That will turn your lights out, and that will be 3.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner, the Barbarian!